Hi Beans, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about my favorite vegan and vegan-friendly restaurants, cafes, bakeries, just places to get vegan things in LA. This is going to be part one of maybe 2 or 3 videos because there are honestly so many options for vegans here in LA, which I'm so grateful for. But I originally shared my top 10 in New York and I thought it was high time to do an LA edition. As you probably know, I've been vegan for close to a decade now, and although I'm not the type of person to tell someone to go vegan, I am a really big advocate for everybody just eating more plants. And honestly, all of these spots I'm going to be sharing are just delicious meals and bites to enjoy, whether or not you're vegan. And part of the reason that I'm vegan is that it's better for the animals, my own health, and also the environment. And so I think sometimes we overlook how beneficial it can be to just eat one plant-based meal or one meatless meal, or drink one oat milk latte instead of a dairy milk latte. So I hope that in sharing these delicious spots with you, it'll be some inspiration for some really good eats that just happen to be plant-based. So the first one we're gonna start with is Café Gratitude. This one is kind of basic and I feel like it's a staple for anybody who's visiting LA for the very first time. I remember my first time visiting LA, I think I was still in college, and Café Gratitude was it. It was the spot. And it's an all vegan cafe. They have all day eats, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I really love the weekend brunch especially. They have got a great vegan French toast, pancakes, and also a lot of gluten-free options as well. Since the last time that I've gone, they've actually changed the menu a bit, so I didn't see a lot of the bowls that I generally like to get, because I would always get this bowl called the Grateful Bowl. I have a copycat recipe on my blog now because I love that dish so much, and I never see it on the menu anymore. But other delicious menu items I would definitely recommend are the eggplant parmesan sandwich. I think that one is a new one. And then the dazzling Caesar salad with the smoky tempeh. They do an amazing blackened tempeh that it's to die for. And then dessert wise, because you guys know I love me some dessert, I highly recommend the crispy quinoa almond butter square. It's kind of like a Rice Krispie, but it's chocolatey, it's peanut butter, and instead of rice, they're made with puffed quinoa. You gotta try it. I think Café Gratitude would just be a great place to go for casual lunch, casual dinner. It's great for takeout also, but it's kind of like home food, but a little bit better. So it's nothing too pretentious. It's a great place to go when you just don't know what else to eat. The next one is Love Organic. This spot is newer to me, but really good, and I'm so glad I discovered it because it's all vegan, and then there are so many gluten-free options, especially for dishes like pad thai and pad see ew that are typically not gluten-free. It's kind of a mix of Thai, Japanese. I know there are some Mexican dishes on the menu also, but I think the forte is really the Thai food because I'm pretty sure the owners are Thai. But either way, absolutely delicious, obviously organic. I really recommend the pad see ew, the pad thai, and that's actually all I've ever ordered because I love it so much and I get it on repeat. And they have an amazing soy chicken option that is gluten-free too, so nice little protein boost that you can add to any of the meals where you pick your protein. Another option that I really like is a little appetizer. It's a spicy tuna crispy rice and it's made with tofu, and this got me hooked on crispy rice. So I want to do some kind of recipe remake like that on the blog soon. But until then, highly recommend this place. I've never ordered dessert here, but like I said, it's a great takeout spot, very casual, and it's kind of just like the perfect vegan alternative to your favorite local Thai takeout spot. Next spot is Erewhon. This isn't exactly a restaurant, but they have an amazing hot bar, and I feel like Erewhon is known for its crazy prices, and I will say the prices for grocery shopping are pretty up there. I don't really do any of my grocery shopping there. If anything, I just kind of go to look around and like ogle the new products, and then I'll buy it somewhere else because yeah, the prices can be really steep. But they do an amazing job of sourcing really cool new products. They're very meticulous about what ingredients are allowed in and aren't. And the same applies to all of the food that they make at the hot bar. So obviously lots of vegan options. I really like the hot bar because I'll get the vegan tofu sticks as my main protein choice, and then you get 2 side options I highly recommend. The buffalo cauliflower, which is not only vegan but also gluten-free, and then I'll either do the kale and white bean salad, which I have a copycat recipe for on my blog, or the Japanese roasted sweet potatoes. So obviously it's very simple food. This is stuff that you could make at home, but I honestly don't ever really make tofu sticks at home, and I just love that it's a reliable and convenient option for when you're really busy and on the go, but you still want something that's fairly healthy. Aside from the hot bar, they also have really great soups, they have vegan sushi, and they also have a vegan pizza, which is just kind of okay in my opinion. But really love the hot bar, and I think this is just like an experience if you are a health food lover. So go in, take a peek at the groceries, Don't buy too much because it's gonna hurt your bank account, and then go to the hot bar. I think the hot bar price, it's not that expensive when you compare it to like a restaurant style food. So if you were thinking about takeout from a restaurant, I think my vegan meal with 2 sides usually costs about $18 to $20, but in LA, that's not a bad price for like a main dish, and it's quick and convenient, and the ingredient quality is a lot better than some of the more fast casual spots. So that's Erewhon for you. The next spot we're gonna talk about is Sidecar Doughnuts, and this is a pretty famous donut spot in LA, I would say. My cousin actually introduced it to me many years ago, and I went with her to the Santa Monica location, and she was so excited because they had a vegan option. And now that I live in LA, I've learned that they actually do a vegan option at all times, and they'll rotate that flavor seasonally. So every season there's a vegan and also gluten-friendly donut option, and gluten-friendly just basically means it is gluten-free, but it's not a good option for anybody who's sensitive to contamination. So if you have like celiac disease, for example, it wouldn't be a good option just because it's being made in proximity to tons and tons of gluten, basically. But some of the most recent flavors have been amazing. The current flavor, which is a apple cider donut, just so good. I've never really been into donuts that much, but I've had this donut so many times. Before that, it was a strawberry lemonade donut maybe, or strawberry cookie donut, which was also very good. The only thing I'll say about this donut spot is that it's more of a traditional cake-like donut versus a fluffy raised donut, if that makes sense. So if you're thinking like Krispy Kreme, it's not like that. But for a vegan and gluten-free donut, I mean, it's such a treat. So I definitely recommend Sidecar Doughnuts. Next one is another dessert spot. This is YogaUrt. I've been obsessed with this place since I first ever tried it, which was back when I was in college, I think, and it's all vegan, and it's different from your average soft serve ice cream because it's made with cultured cashews. Cultured? Yeah, because it's made with cultured nuts, and it's got that really iconic tanginess that you would get from a regular froyo, which I used to love so much. They also have an amazing toppings bar, and the flavors kind of rotate. I don't know if it's every day or every week, but they have some really great ones. The chocolate is always good. The peanut butter is so rich and amazing if you like peanut butter. The green tea flavor is actually really good, and then the strawberry as well. So I actually recommend swirling the peanut butter and the strawberry in 1 cup if you want like a PB&J vibe, but this place is so good. I'm not an ice cream girl, but I will never say no to YogaUrt. Also, I have to mention that the servings are also very generous. So even when you get like the smallest size, which looks like a tiny cup, they really fill it up all the way. So this spot is a winner. I think it's been an OG vegan spot for years and years, and yeah, for a reason. It's divine. This restaurant, Pine and Crane, is not a vegan restaurant, but they have so many vegan options on the menu. I love that this restaurant is a very authentic Taiwanese restaurant because it's not something that you see very commonly. You could find Chinese food pretty easily, Japanese food, Korean food, but Taiwanese food is distinctly different when it comes to flavors and some of the iconic dishes. So on the menu, you could find vegan scallion pancakes, which I highly recommend. Oh, just really, really good. They also have a bok choy dumpling. Sometimes it becomes a kabocha squash dumpling, but I think that's mostly in the winter. And the bok choy dumplings are really, really good. It's kind of difficult sometimes to nail a delicious vegetable dumpling, but they make some delicious ones. And then you can also get 3-cup mushroom, which is sort of a vegetarian play on 3-cup chicken, which is a very popular Taiwanese dish. I know that there are a couple of other vegan options, but I'm blanking at the moment. Like I said, it's an amazing vegan-friendly restaurant, more than a couple of options on the menu, and great to go with friends who aren't vegan as well. And as someone who is Taiwanese, I can vouch for it being very authentic flavor-wise, so I love this spot. Pura Vita is my absolute favorite spot for vegan pizza. Not only is their pizza vegan, but they also have the best gluten-free crust I've ever tried, basically in my life. I had to double check with the server to make sure that the crust was actually gluten-free because it was that good. So trust me when I say, if you are gluten-free but you still want a delicious fluffy crust and not just like a cracker, this is your spot. They have some pretty creative flavors. The pizza that I like to get has some bitter broccoli rabe on it, a white vegan cheese sauce, and then some chili flakes. But they also have an amazing margarita style pizza, which I can also vouch for. Actually, every single pizza that I've tried there has been amazing. They also have great vegan and gluten-free pasta, and they And the restaurant is set up where the pizzeria and the restaurant are next to each other. So you can either order just the pizza or you can get like pasta, non-pizza options as add-ons to your meal. The restaurant itself, I've only eaten at a couple times, but it's kind of a smaller, darker restaurant. So I usually end up taking out the pizza and it lasts really nicely for takeout pizza. So I would say this place is definitely a must. Again, especially if you're gluten-free, you will love the pasta texture and the dough from the pizza. Really, really good. The mozzarella sticks are not gluten-free. They are vegan though, and they're worth trying if you can eat gluten, so I would recommend those. And aside from that, I also really like the Caesar. I had some kind of red sauce pasta that was really good, and their tiramisu is also pretty decent. Last spot for this video is Ladurée. Now, in my opinion, they have some of the best vegan croissants in LA. There's like one or two other spots that come to mind that I might feature in the next video. But Ladurée is amazing because I've been actually eating their macarons and their pastries since before I was vegan. You guys probably recognize the name. Very famous and iconic in Paris and in Beverly Hills. So this is in LA only, unfortunately. They actually partnered up with Matthew Kenny, who is a very well-known vegan chef, and they offer some vegan pastries. I went to film this like a week ago, and unfortunately my favorite pastries that were vegan are gone, and it looks like they've been discontinued. So the matcha brunette, which was like a fluffy croissant dough with like the most, oh my God, breaks my heart thinking about the fact that I can no longer get this, but the creamiest, most luxurious matcha cream on the inside no longer exists, and I'm really, really sad about it. But they do have some vegan macaroni options which are made with no eggs, and you can still get the good old plain vegan croissant. So it's still good. It's just I really wanted to eat the matcha croissant again and put it in this video. So those are all of my spots for today's video. Like I mentioned, there are so many more that I want to cover. It just takes me some time to actually get footage from each of these restaurants, and there are so many in LA that I just couldn't possibly fit them all into one video. But I hope you liked this video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of some of my favorites, if you've tried them, if there are some that you feel like are missing, and if you want to see a part 2, because I definitely think there are some worthy contenders for another video. Again, even if you aren't vegan, I would highly recommend giving some of these spots a try because it's just some of the best food I've had, vegan or not, and I really feel like these are spots that deserve some hype. So happy eating, and I will see you in another video soon. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Bye.